key word here is respect. Because we have gathered here today to really learn from each other, not to berate each other with our own opinions, because if we're doing that, we don't have the opportunity to learn anything, but just to really grow. And I loved how pretty much every single panelist had that, that said that, you know, we're really here to grow in understanding. And how amazing, first of all, that we're having this topic, that we're able to have this topic here, and that we have all these amazing panelists here today, and that you are here. So I really appreciate your questions in a respectful manner. So, who would, where's our mic? Yes, Larry has our mic, and we have some questions.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to start off with 1, 2, and then 3 over here at the back.
And if you have them addressed to a specific person, please let us know, because it will take quite a while to go through each panelist to get an answer.
I just wanted to say to you, Mitzi, and to everybody, great panel. Thank you for presenting a full range of viewpoints on this. It's just, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Larry Bell, the director of the center here. So welcome to cut the clock into a shared center. But thank you for a great panel. That was great. Okay.
First, I must apologize. I didn't get the Reverend's name when he spoke.
Myself, Gary.
Yes.
Kinnaman, like cinnamon with a K.
Okay. Reverend Kinnaman, I may have misunderstood your position, but presuming your position comes down to the scriptures teach one man, one woman is marriage. How does one explain the patriarchs, Moses? How does one explain that Jesus never engaged in this holy state? How does one explain that Paul of Tarsus instructed us that celibacy was superior to marriage, and marriage was a compromise for those who were overwhelmed by sin otherwise?
Would you ask the question again? I'm not really sure what the question was.
Okay. Well, the patriarchs of Moses were engaged in plural marriage.
Oh, you polygamy.
Polygamy.
We should have had a Mormon here from the Arizona Strip.
Apparently God approved of that arrangement. Jesus was never married. So if we take him as an example, what we should do is not marry. Paul explicitly told us we should not marry unless we were so overwhelmed by sexual lust that we had to marry. So if marriage of one man and one woman is the ideal, how are these scriptural examples fitting that ideal?
I don't know if I can answer that in a few remarks. I would say that there is a general belief in the religious community, and I'm going to speak of all of us up here, with the exception of some conservative Mormons in northern Arizona, that polygamy is not something that is appropriate. It certainly was part of the ancient culture, but I'm not really sure what you're asking. Marriage, as the gentleman here next to me have said, marriage of a man and a woman is rooted in the Christian understanding of the image of God in male and female. But the scriptures also encourage celibacy for and restraint from sex for spiritual reasons. As a Protestant, the culture of the Protestant, non-Catholic churches will say, broadly speaking, the culture is that if you're going to be in ministry, you really should be married. It's unlikely that you find an unmarried man leading a church in Protestant, non-Catholic communities. And in the Catholic communities, nobody's married if they're leading a church. And so again, it really, I'd like to say that I'm not really sure what the question is, but I'll say that marriage is, for us, defined as a relationship between a male and a female based on our understanding of Scripture. But there are exceptions where people in ministry or under certain circumstances will refrain from a marriage relationship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I saw that Sammy had his hand up wanting to answer that question.
The presumption I sense that you're making is that Abraham did X, therefore God approved it, or some patriarch did Y, therefore God approved it. That's an assumption that is not in the scripture itself, where it says that God approved this thing, and God said this was good. That's not in scripture. But what Jesus, well, I have a Bible right here. You can show me where God approves of polygamy. God approves of any of the arrangements you just spoke of. What Jesus approves of was God's original plan for marriage. God's original plan for marriage. So I think it's very important. St. Paul writes something about slaves be obedient to their masters. If we interpret that as God created slavery, then that can't be, right? There's nowhere in the scripture where God creates slavery. But God himself allows human institutions, but nowhere in the scripture does it say God blesses every human institution.
Thank you. So let's go to our next question.
Okay, you gave your background.